All right, everyone, welcome back into another episode of T&J Sports Podcast. Drizzy's here, Tyrone's here, and we've got Jonathan back with us again.
It's just John, I promise. It's just Jonathan. Or not. Damn it, you fucked me up. It's just John.
You got it.
He got me.
Again,
Jonathan.
it is Jonathan.
No, there's no athan at the end of that. It's just John.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with Captain Hook. We'll give him Captain Hook.
Captain Hook. Captain Jonathan Hook is back again. So we are going to do our bowl preview for the bowl season starting up here at the end of next week on the 16th. So first and foremost, I missed the last podcast, but good end of the season for you guys. We made it through one season of up and down football for both teams. So hopefully we can end it on a high note in the bowl season and move on and get ready for the off season and that crazy transfer portal.
It is crazy.
So if you all don't mind, let's just jump right on into this. So we have two games coming up starting on December 16th, which is next Friday. The Bahamas Bowl with Miami, Ohio versus UAB. I'm rolling with UAB. Who y'all got?
I'm going with UAB as well. Just something I want to go with them, at this point. Just looking at their matchups, looking at their overall production through the season, I'm sticking with UAB. John?
Miami, Ohio is pretty bad, so I'm going to go UAB.
Yeah. Miami put up a big, okay, not a big fight against you all, but that's the only thing I can reference to Miami is they played UK at the beginning of the year. It was a blowout, but
yeah, it was.
It was a good two quarters. It was a good two quarters.
Yeah.
So we're all going with UAB. The second game of the day is the Cure Bowl. That one, first bowl matchup of the season with two top 25 ranked opponents. We got number 24 Troy versus number 25 University of Texas San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone, will spin it to you. Who do you have winning this one, that second game?
Well, there was a lot of hype around UTSA at the beginning of the year. They had a big game, I believe, so against Houston, went into 3 overtimes in game one. I was actually watching that game. It was really, really good. But like I said, UTSA had a lot of hype because last year they kind of did the same thing as this year, went almost undefeated. They played Houston down to the wire. And you know what? I think they're going to pull it off. They've been on a win streak ever since their loss to Texas. So I got UTSA.
Okay, John, what about you?
I picked UTSA, but this is going to be pretty close. Both teams are ranked. Troy has a really, really good defense, but UTSA has an explosive offense and pretty solid defense. But I'm going to go with the Roadrunners.
Roadrunners. All right. I'll go the opposite. I'm just going to go Troy. Don't know much about the two other than Troy just won Sun Belt over Coastal.
They smacked Coastal pretty good.
My former favorite team when I lived in Myrtle Beach for 3-4 months. And I know a former Kentucky assistant is head coach at Troy. So I'm just going to roll with Troy. Just because don't really have much of a dog in that fight. So we got those ticked up. All right, now December 17th, big day. Lots of games going on. Starting off with the Scott Satterfield Fenway Bowl. And John, I'll let you start that one off. Who do you got in that one?
I'm picking Cincinnati because fuck them, and that's my reasoning.
All right, Jonathan, calm down.
Hey, it's John. Get it right.
Don't want you to be home alone.
Yeah.
That's not
The movie's terrible. You better admit it.
This is why, just so you all know why we call him Jonathan. This guy may be the only man in the world that doesn't like Home Alone.
I'm not alone on this one. That kid should have died as soon as the burglars broke in, and y'all know it.
Hey, he's
two grown men break into some kid's house, and he lived. No.
They underestimated him, and he was very resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
And
He took them out with Hot Wheel cars and marbles. Are we shitting me?
They weren't the smartest people.
Don't forget the spider.
Oh, yeah. I have a tarantula. No, you should have been shot in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Okay. Getting dark there, John. Well, just like the upset of Home Alone with the kid beating two adults, I don't think it's an upset. I think Louisville's going to come in here like they should and run Cincinnati. Well, the fighting Satterfields off the field. I had a little soft spot for Cincinnati. I wanted them to do something big last year, which they did by going to the playoffs. But no, forget that school. I'm going Louisville all the way.
Louisville all the way. I'll add in, I'm going Louisville just because, honestly, they got rid of that cancer of a head coach, and I think those players will want to beat the shit out of the Bearcats and then go flip him off on the other sideline. So,
well, the crazy thing is, on the same sideline. They got to change it after everything that's happened. There's no way they're going to keep it how it is because
there's nowhere to put
it. That's going to be fun.
Oh man, it's going to be fun just to watch which I don't know how the players on either side will feel against one another, but if Scott Satterfield's anywhere near that sideline or anywhere in that building, best believe there's something's going to happen with Louisville players saying something. We have a trend of holding up the board, whether we're partying in the locker room or going bowling. I think they should hold up a sign saying, "You know what."
I think you should stand in between the two. Make it really interesting.
Who am I going to?
Yeah.
I'll gladly, if this was literally the Satterfield Bowl, I would lose this game by 100 points just so they can keep them.
Yeah, Cincinnati have fun going 7-5 the next 4 seasons.
If that, they're going to the Big 12.
Yeah, they're going to the Big 12. Big 12's not that great, but they're going to get demolished. So,
well, they're still like 7-5 forever. So,
all right. So moving on, pretty split there. 2 for Louisville, 1 for Cincinnati. Next is the Celebration Bowl. This is going to be Deion's last game at Jackson State. At Jackson State versus NC Central. I think we're all in consensus here that Jackson State's going to take that. What do y'all have anything to
add? Jackson State by 50.
Yeah,
this will be those guys' last game for them.
Yeah,
they're all probably going to Colorado. Let's be honest here.
This shouldn't even be Jackson State versus NC Central. It should be Colorado versus NC Central, pretty much, because, like you said, John, most of these players, at least the top 3 players, top 4, will be on Colorado's team next year. Just because Jackson State treated Deion how they did, I kind of don't care if they win this game or not. And if I'm Deion Sanders after halftime, I'll leave. The way they treated that man after doing all he did for them, I'd lose on purpose.
Okay, so I did not see anything about that. Can you elaborate on that one?
Yeah, they played a couple songs towards the end of that game, basically just disrespecting Deion.
Mm-hmm.
All their fans ran to it too. People yelling and shouting at him too. Mm-hmm. It was pretty nasty. Like I get it. I get they're mad, but that dude gave half his salary for that program every year, and he even put one of his assistants to be the head coach next year to keep the culture there that he built, and they basically spat in his face, being blunt about it. But I don't know. If I'm Deion, I don't even coach that game. I just focus on being in Colorado. But he's a man of his word. He's gonna stay the course. Good on him, but I don't know. I'd be pretty pissed off if I were him.
I think he's definitely going to take the higher road. He's going to stay there. He's going to make sure they win by 50, and he's going to be smiling while getting the trophy. I don't think he'll rush off this time. He's not going to rush off because he's not as mad. But I think he's going to sit there and be like, yeah, y'all said you did all you did last game, but just remember, it's the last time y'all probably have glory like this. So, deuces.
Yeah, keep the trophy. Take it with him for his office in Colorado. Don't give him the trophy to the school. Fuck that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all rolling with Jackson State there. Next, we've got the Las Vegas Bowl. Number 14, Oregon State versus Florida. I see all here again. Consensus is the Beavers. One, because Florida is a fraudulent program, and Anthony Richardson is the worst projected first-round pick, number one pick in the history of number one picks.
But he's already out of this game, so he already said he's declaring. Probably won't even. Definitely not going to play. I think this will hurt his draft stock if he plays. So
I think if he played, I'd pick him if he played because he does really good against Pac-12 teams. We saw that against Utah earlier in the season, but he kind of fell off. So I don't know.
I would not play a snap. That's get ready for the draft.
Maybe they can bring back the child pornographer quarterback.
Good Lord, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Well,
you thought John Kitna's kid would have been like halfway decent. No, he's not.
The CTE must have passed through to the child.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, I guess that you can pass that down. Good God above. Okay. I'm talking about killing kids, and he's talking about touching them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, this podcast may have hit its peak already, so.
Moving on. We'll move on. Sorry.
Quickly.
I'll keep those thoughts to myself next time. The LA Bowl, I think this is called the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl because if anyone needs their own bowl, it's Jimmy freaking Kimmel.
Just call it the LeBron James Bowl.
No, so everyone's going to whine and complain the whole time. Cool. I'm going Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
You all got
Washington State as well.
I picked Washington State, but I wanted to pick Fresno State because they had all the hype this season, being one of the group of 5 teams, but they fell flat, is what it is.
Fell flat, like LeBron at the end of his career. On the 3 Bowl. This is also on the 17th. We've got Rice versus Southern Miss. I'm going with Rice. What about you all?
I went with Rice. I mean, the main reason I went with Rice is because I spent literally 3 months, 5 minutes down the road from them this summer. So I'm just going with Rice off of just proximity.
To keep the dark jokes rolling, I'm going for the Fighting Brett Favre's here with Southern Miss.
No welfare money stealing Brett Favre, Southern Miss.
They did look semi-decent this season, outside of Favre funding the volleyball program. But welfare money, but it is what it is.
Perfect ding.
Perfect ding. All right. Next one up, we have the New Mexico Bowl played by the Methodists and the Mormons.
The Mormons.
So SMU versus BYU. Which religious school y'all taking?
So I'll start this one off. I'm married into a Methodist family, so I picked Southern Methodist for this game.
Okay.
That's the whole reason I picked them. There's no other reason.
Yeah. I'm going with the Mormons just because of Wilson is a wife stealer, a mom dater. So I'm going with BYU.
He ain't there no more though.
Still, got to have some kind of swag with the Mormons.
Oh, I'm going to go with the Mormons because they've let me down all year. And if there's anything they know, it's about letting down the children when they don't report sexual abuse. So,
oh, boy.
Okay, BYU. Okay, next one.
The last bowl game of the day.
The Frisco Bowl, the last bowl game on the 17th. Kicking off at 9:15 Eastern time. Late one for that one, boys. Boise State versus North Texas. I'm rolling with the Broncos just because they have Smurf turf, and it's the coolest field that I think I've ever seen. So that's the reason I picked them. And what about you all? John, you started off.
All right. I picked Boise State for the only reason I like their uniforms. That is it. I don't know a damn thing about North Texas, except for that I always pick them for my dynasties on NCAA 14. That is it.
I mean, that's a good reason. I went with North Texas on this because one, they are playing in Texas, so they'll have that. They at least should have a lot of fans, a majority of the fans at this game. They've had a decent season, and Boise State just isn't what they were, when we were younger. Seeing, the Statue of Liberty play, Kellen Moore, the quarterback play here is horrible. Offensively, they're not the best. And I just feel like offense is going to win here with North Texas, and I got them winning.
Yeah, that's why you mentioned Kellen Moore because the Statue of Liberty, because he's really good at just standing there on a football field taking credit for everything else everyone else does, just like when he's with the Cowboys. So,
I mean,
dude is the biggest teeth I've ever seen on anybody.
Oh my gosh, he looks like Jim Carrey from The Mask.
That dude can bite through a jawbreaker.
Okay. This has become the best roast session of all time. Moving on, my former home, like I said earlier, for 3 to 4 months, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, which is not in Myrtle Beach, by the way. It's in Conway. So there's a little tidbit of info for you. The Marshall Thundering Herd versus UConn. And I'm going to roll with Marshall. What do you guys think?
Well, the reason why they called it Myrtle Beach is because I'm pretty sure everybody else's geography skills are about as good as mine. So they have to call it something that is close to that everybody knows. So Myrtle Beach Bowl is right for this bowl game, but I got Marshall. Go Fighting Herd.
Thundering Herd.
Thundering Herd, man. Come on. I picked UConn. UConn hasn't been to a bowl in forever, and they also have one of my favorite Falcons coaches ever, Jim Moore Jr. He was there whenever Vic was there. That's the whole reason I picked them. I know nothing about this team.
I know that they beat Boston College, and
that
made our loss 10 times worse. But they beat Liberty, so
I just think Marshall's gonna take them down faster than that plane went down carrying that team back in the day. So
oh no, I was gonna use that joke, but I figured that was that would have been a low point.
I don't think we can go
lower, but we'll keep trying.
I don't think we can.
Oh, man. I'm sure it can. We're gonna go next up. So that was Myrtle Beach Bowl was on the 19th. Now we're moving to December 20th. Mm-hmm. Got the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. That sounds like a grand, fun time.
Mm-hmm. It's on that blue field.
Yeah.
That's that blue Smurf field you were talking about.
Yeah, so Eastern Michigan and San Jose State. Know nothing about either of these two programs.
Mm-hmm.
So I just picked San Jose State.
I picked Eastern Michigan because they have the second coolest field in college football. It's gray.
Is it gray? Okay.
It's gray and I don't know. But, yeah, that's the whole reason I picked them. They got a gray field. They're playing on a blue field. Maybe they'll win.
I went with San Jose State. Can't really say much about them other than they have a better point differential between the two. So, go Jose State.
They're the Spartans, by the way, if you wanted another mascot.
I could tell,
Moving on, second and last game of the day on December 20th, we have the Boca Raton Bowl, or should I say the ASAP Ferg Boca Raton Bowl, with Liberty without their head coach versus Toledo. So you got a little independent versus some action going on there. One of y'all take the lead. I know nothing about either school except Hugh Freeze left to Liberty.
Well, I didn't know that bit of information when I picked the team, but that just makes me pick Toledo even more. Liberty playing without their head coach. Their head coach didn't go to Toledo, so they don't have fire going into this game. They're probably just like, what the heck? I should enter the portal. So, I'm going Toledo. I'm like John, who's going Toad EO.
Hey, Craig didn't fix my spelling on there, and I can't change it now. I picked Toledo, even though I can't spell it, but I spell about as good as I can read a map, so it's all right.
I can read a map. I just can't remember what's on the map.
I picked him because sleazeball Hugh Freeze is now at Auburn and left Liberty. So,
yep. He didn't do anything that bad. But you're on the road that much, and your wife don't travel with you. Man, sometimes you just got to get it in when you can get it in. So,
man. Yeah, sure.
Liberty's going to get it in against Toledo. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pick. Moving on, December 21st, the New Orleans Bowl, the one and only bowl of the day, and it doesn't kick off till 9 o'clock Eastern time.
Horrible plan.
That is dumb. But we're going South Alabama and Western Kentucky. So now that I'm a resident of the beautiful South Central area of Western Kentucky, I'm going to go with the Hilltoppers. And hopefully they'll sprinkle some old Jeff Brown magic like Ty is hoping he does to Louisville. So what do you think?
Just you wait. WKU, though, I'm going WKU as well. And another thing, because connection to Louisville, apparently our offensive coordinator who is looking at going there, but I think he's going to end up picking Western Michigan at this point. But, yeah, I'm going WKU, just staying in home. We'll in state here.
Yeah, I'm picking out of state because I don't like Western either. South Alabama, picked them because they're 10-2, and Western is like 8-4. And yeah, that's my whole reasoning for that one.
Powerful offense, man. Powerful offense.
All right. Next up, Armed Forces Bowl, December 22nd. Baylor and Air Force. We all have Baylor. Do we all believe that they can stop the triple option?
Yeah. Forget Air Force. Oh, I don't like them. Go Baylor.
I had memories of the triple last year, wasn't it? Georgia Tech ran for 600-plus yards on you.
Well, still going with Baylor.
Baylor by 50.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. The December 23rd, Gasparilla Bowl with Wake Forest and Missouri. Two teams that think they're a lot better than they should be, and both have stupid-looking coaches that have punchable faces.
Gosh, I don't like them at all.
Who are we going with?
I mean, I don't like either one of these teams. Missouri always chokes against UK, so I can't like them. And Wake Forest, like you just said, has one of the whiniest, bitchiest coaches ever who literally yells at his referee even after his team scores. So I'm still going with Wake Forest. If Sam Hartman doesn't play, then it's going to be Missouri by 1,000.
John, what do you think?
Speaking of people who look like Kellen Moore, Missouri's head coach, I don't know. That dude is just ugly. But I'm going to pick Missouri. Both these teams are notorious for choking. They kind of remind me of the Falcons a little bit.
28-3, baby.
Thanks, man. I try to forget it every day, but somebody brings it up. But
that could be the one today.
Well, no, you were like the third. I wore a Falcons hat to the gym today. Big mistake.
Oh,
there's always that one Patriots fan that just swoops down from the rafters and was like 28-3, and they run off.
Oh, you should
run off into the distance.
Video. Could have recreated the fight in the gym. Dang it.
No. I don't want shit all over my hands.
Throw a 45 at his head. It's okay.
All right, so let's see. I've got Missouri. They're not going to choke as bad as that hooker Hugh Freeze liked to get back in the day. And they're going to take down Wake Forest. Next one up, Independence Bowl, also on the 23rd. Houston and Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Going with the Fighting Cougars.
Hey.
What thing? Wait, here we go. We're all going with the Fighting Cougars.
Yeah. Was that Wilson's favorite team?
Yeah, man.
Houston's going to flood Louisiana worse than all those hurricanes.
Oh, I like it. Oh, I hate the Saints, so this makes me laugh.
I'm not saying anything. No comment.
Next one we're rolling with on the Christmas Eve, we've got the Hawaii Bowl, which will probably be up there as one of the bowls that I would want to play in as an athlete. Because,
yeah, for sure.
We got Middle Tennessee State versus San Diego State. Again, I picked San Diego State just because they're closer, honestly, to Hawaii. What do y'all got?
I'm going MTSU just because they have one of my former teammates on the staff. So I'm going MTSU.
Middle Tennessee has a really explosive offense. Their quarterback has one of the most passing yards in the nation. And, that's all I know about the two teams.
Okay. Next up, the day after Christmas, Quick Lane Bowl with Bowling Green and New Mexico State.
Quickie Bowl.
Quick Lane Bowl, Quick Pick Bowl, New Mexico State, because I don't really know or care.
New Mexico State. The Lobos, right?
No.
Which one? That's not the Lobos?
New Mexico is Lobos.
No, that's the Aggies.
Dang. Yeah, well, that shows how much I know about them too. So yeah, I'm going to Mexico.
Fun fact: when I was younger, I thought Bowling Green University was in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Fun fact: so did I. Shocker, shocker.
Oh, John, did you say you were picking Bowling Green yet, or were we just moving on?
No, I meant to. I forgot that one of the guys I coached at Eastern High School is at New Mexico State, and I accidentally picked against them. But
wow,
here we are. I'm picking now. I know, too late. I'm picking Bowling Green. There's really no reason here. New Mexico State's not that good. They beat a FCS school to get bowl eligible. So,
doesn't every SEC school also beat FCS schools to get eligible?
They did dust Liberty though.
No. Moving on, we have the First Responder Bowl with two towns that probably need either some more first responders or no first responders, with Memphis and Utah State. So which one are y'all going with?
I'm going with the murder capital, Memphis.
Memphis.
You live in the murder capital, dog.
Chicago. Detroit, man. Or is it in St. Louis the murder capital right now?
I don't know. It changes after every day. I mean, there's usually 10 to 20 a day somewhere. So,
yeah, well, that's
who knows. I'm going Memphis. I like Memphis's style, and I kind of like their jerseys and all that. So I'm going with Memphis.
Yeah, they look like the blue Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why you picked them, Jordan?
I mean, yeah, the Bengals back in the day were notorious for having, not the most kind people on their team, and Memphis is not a kind place to visit. So why not?
No. Good reasoning.
So, all right, moving on. We all picked Memphis. Next one up, the Birmingham Bowl. I'd like to say it's the asswipe of Alabama, but every city is the asswipe of Alabama. Coastal Carolina versus Eastern Carolina. So again, I'm going to take Coastal Carolina because, they're in Conway, South Carolina, which is right outside Myrtle Beach, my old 3 to 4 month living situation. What about you guys?
I picked Eastern Carolina. They look pretty good to start the season. They put up a lot of points. That's all I got for that one. Coastal Carolinas look flat down the stretch. They got their ass whooped a couple of times.
They lost their quarterback.
Games.
They did lose their quarterback. They lost their quarterback to injury with about 3 weeks left in the season.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
And then their coach left for Liberty.
No way.
That's a downgrade.
Wow.
So,
how do you jump backward?
Scott Satterfield.
Yeah, literally.
I think that was a lateral move. Let's be honest here.
Kenny Payne jumped backward.
Not at all.
Look at how he's at now.
Lateral move.
That is a lateral move. Louisville to Cincinnati right now, that's a lateral move.
I don't
think it's a slight upgrade because they made the playoff last year.
They only made the playoff last year because they're in probably one of the weakest conferences and just had a crazy amount of talent on that team. If you put any team from the ACC, probably any team in the ACC to the AAC, they'll probably be in contention for it as well.
Nah.
If Louisville stayed in the AAC, we're getting off topic, but if Louisville stayed in there, we would have been in there probably almost every year Lamar Jackson was here. Only loss we had was the year he lost. We lost to you all. But
Houston.
Yeah. Well,
Houston's also in the AAC, so I wouldn't say that.
I think we would have beat them and made it. So,
but you lost to them.
I went with Coastal Carolina, but now that I'm thinking about it, and I forgot their quarterback is out, but I can't change it, just like John can't change his. So,
Jonathan can't change his.
Jonathan, sorry.
No, you had it right the first time.
All right, so moving on, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, kicking off at 10:15 p.m.
You skipped Camilla.
Skipped one.
Did I did? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, see.
Have fun pronouncing this one.
Camellia Bowl.
Oh, look at that! That Wagner education. AP education.
That came from the 5 years of Catholic school education I got from kindergarten to 5th grade, big guy. That ain't come from Wagner.
That explains all the pedo jokes tonight.
Yeah, he's a.
Gotta love it when that priest takes you into his office.
Oh man.
Back on topic here, the Camellia Bowl, Buffalo versus Georgia Southern. I'm going Buffalo just because I picked one.
Buffalo.
They did win the MAC.
That's not hard.
I'm going with Georgia Southern on this.
Okay. John?
I picked Georgia Southern. I don't know anything about these two teams, except for Buffalo won the MAC.
We have the Guaranteed Rate Bowl with Oklahoma State and Wisconsin. I'm rolling with Wisconsin. Don't know why. Both of them don't have their starting quarterback from this past year.
Yeah. I think that says more about Oklahoma State than Wisconsin. Oklahoma State, Spencer was their whole team. Like that was, I mean, once he was out earlier this year, that's when they had their second loss, I believe, or first loss. But Wisconsin has a lot of hype around them right now. They got Fickle from Cincinnati, so they're pretty happy.
Yeah, and they play in that side of the Big Ten that doesn't have to play, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan every single, year. So,
yeah.
John, what about you?
I picked the Fighting Mike Gundy's because he's a man and he's 40.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And that mullet is majestic.
I don't think he's 40 anymore, dog. That was like 20 years ago.
Same difference. Still the best clip ever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Hey, Illinois is happy right now. I should go out partying since I just beat Texas. But, yeah, Wisconsin. Hopefully they can get another big-time running back up in there because they're usually known for having the best running backs in the nation.
Well, they had Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor, Monty Ball.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Moving on, the Military Bowl. Duke and UCF. We got the fighting white people versus the ones who run the space program. So another bunch of fighting white people. I'm going with Duke. Don't know why. Just picked them. What about you all?
I picked UCF, even though they have one of the worst fan bases in college football. You didn't win a national championship. Get that through your fucking head.
Yeah. I think this will be a really, really good game, actually. I think Duke's put on a show a lot this year. They fresh off beating Wake Forest, which they're not that great anymore, but I mean, hey, that's a big win. But UCF did just take a beating from Tulane, but they were in their AAC, or which conference are they? AAC, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they were in the AAC bowl, so I think they have a lot to prove in this game. And I really do like their quarterback Plumlee. He can throw and run. Can't throw the greatest, but hey, he makes up for it with his legs. So I think
like Malik Cunningham.
Actually, Malik is not a thrower. He's just a runner. He is what you would say Lamar is. He is a running back. But I'm going UCF.
Lamar's not going to be running at all right now because he fucked up his knee. So there goes his
I know.
contract.
There goes my fantasy league.
Yeah. Well, what does Louisville basketball and UCF football have in common? They both claim national championships that aren't in the record book.
There it is.
Moving on, Liberty Bowl,
So
Arkansas and Kansas. Whoever thought Arkansas and Kansas would play in a decent bowl game?
Arkansas versus Kansas. Wow.
The Fighting Midwestern's states of nothingness. John, let's have you start.
I'm picking Arkansas because Sam Pittman gives the best post-game interviews, and I think he'd be the best dude to have a beer with.
Okay, point taken. Tyrone, what about you?
Hey, if that's what you like, that's what you like. I'm going Arkansas, man. They are.
Not all of us can enjoy that Angels envy that you have between every one win every 6 weeks. So,
I mean, we won more at the second half of the season than you all did, but
overall, we're the same.
Yeah.
Can't be the tiebreaker because we beat you. So,
yeah, you lost to a team that lost to Vandy. Come on.
Yeah, dude, come on.
That's true.
Now.
That is true.
What's worse, losing to a team that lost to Vandy or losing to Vandy?
Losing to Vandy.
I had to say something. Oh, fuck that. Moving on. Sorry about that. The Holiday Bowl with Oregon ranked number 15.
The first good bowl game. Man.
Carolina. North Carolina just got their ass beat. And Oregon and Bo Nix are just frauds. But I'm going with Oregon.
Yeah. I think I said more about Clemson than North Carolina. It's going to be a high-scoring game, though. Definitely a high-scoring game. The over-under for this is 70, I believe, last I looked. So I can see this being very high-scoring, but I got Oregon pulling it out. Their defense is better.
I got Oregon. Oh, my bad. I got Oregon. I think North Carolina's terrible. I don't know how they're in a halfway decent bowl, but it is what it is.
They found a guy to play quarterback that looks exactly like their savior, Luke May, back in the day. And
is that his brother that's playing there?
Yeah.
He's playing quarterback for him?
True freshman.
It's the brother?
Yeah, it's his brother.
I made that joke not even knowing it's his brother. Fuck him.
His last name's May.
I just thought it was a coincidence that they were trying to relive basketball past glories. So
no, there's
in the transfer portal.
They have another brother there too. Plays basketball, I believe. He's not that good. He plays.
All right. Well, where are we at? We all picked Oregon. The Texas Bowl. That's unfair. Texas Tech versus Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little unfair advantage there. But I'm going Ole Miss. Don't know why. They kind of let me down throughout the year. So, John, what about you?
I love Lane Kiffin, so I'm going to pick Ole Miss.
I do like Lane Kiffin, but I think Texas Tech is going to pull this off. Home field advantage, and Texas Tech is I think they're playing the right style of offense and defense right now. Ole Miss just they let you down. They helped me out throughout the season by beating you all, so I got happy right there. But I think Texas Tech is going to win.
That was the downfall of Kentucky's season. They shot themselves in the foot so many times.
They lost their foot by the time they played Vandy.
Well, the season was pretty much already over by then. That was just
they had some scrub at the end of the season they had to beat up on, though.
Yeah, that was an easy win. Very boring. It was a very boring game.
I enjoyed it, though.
I think it was even though we lost, I thought it was a good game. I mean, it was a good game. It was literally 13-7 going into halftime.
Should have been an ass kicking, but Kentucky had Bubbles calling plays for them.
No, it's defense. Defense was playing.
Kentucky was in the red zone almost the entire game and settled for field goals. That's on the OC.
Well, it was only offense turning the ball over, putting you in the red zone. Honestly, I had 2 big plays that helped. Which one of the plays, as you've seen,
made my point though.
Should have been called back.
If we're being honest, Louisville probably put in the strategy of bend, don't break, make the field goal kicker go make field goals, and he finally showed
And
up.
went 5 for 5. I knew it going in. It's going to come down to the kicking game, and this guy went 5 for 5. Anyways, let's go to the next bowl game.
Take it to the next one, man. What you got?
Pinstripe Bowl. It's first game of the 29th at 2 p.m. We got Minnesota versus Syracuse. Go ahead, Jordan. Who do you have in this game?
I take the Golden Gophers. I'm pretty sure Syracuse lost 6 straight games to end the year. So
yes, they did. Yes, they did. I do not like Syracuse at all. Get rid of them.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Handed you a fucking ass whooping at the beginning of the year.
They should put Vanderbilt in a bowl game just for beating you all. But go Minnesota.
I picked Syracuse because what they did to Louisville at the start of the season. I know they lost 6 games in a row, but it is what it is.
That's a good reason, John.
That's a very good reason. Anybody that beats Louisville is probably too good for, their own good.
And they're bound for a win. I mean, it's been 6 weeks, so
that was cheesy, just like the next bowl. The Cheez-It
Bowl. Tyrone has moved away from the dark humor jokes and going into dad jokes. You got something to tell us there, bud?
Just you wait.
Okay. Well, we'll wait on Florida State and Oklahoma actually being a decent football game because we all know that's going to be a fucking blowout with Florida State winning. Does anyone else have an opinion on that one?
Go Florida State.
All right. Florida State over Oklahoma. Brent Venables looks like a dude that does coke and drives his Pinto way too fast on the expressway. Moving on to remember that
has bad breath. He looked like he just old pee breath. You ever had that old teacher, that art teacher that just stinks? She was a hippie back in the 70s, didn't wear deodorant, didn't brush her teeth. That's what
that wasn't the art teacher. That was what was her name? Freshman year.
I'm not putting a name to it. I'm talking about an elementary school. I can't.
Well, you remember in high school though. Freshman.
I plead the fifth.
I forgot her name.
He looks like he works at Waffle House, like the late crew.
He has the arm sleeves that has Waffle Houses on it.
All right, we'll get back on track to remember the Alamo Bowl with Washington and Texas. I mean,
like
really,
I'm just the unfair advantage in these bowl games.
Yeah, and they like to play in places that are warm, unlike Fenway Park in December.
We're all
going with Texas. You all, I think, have a different opinion, but I'll wait to hear it.
I picked Washington. They've been under the radar all season. They kind of snuck into the top 10 one week, and then they think they lost the following week. But I think they got a halfway decent team. Not like a few years ago when they play Alabama and get curb stomped in the playoff. Not quite that team, but they're still pretty solid.
I went with Washington just because of their quarterback play. Michael Penix Jr. is balling. He did not. He had a glimpse of this when he played for Indiana, but he really changed his whole style when he went to Washington. Yeah, the offensive coordinator from Indiana go there and just became a genius on play scheming wise. But he also has better receivers around him. So I'm going with Washington. They're just offensively they're playing well, and I don't even know if Quinn Ewers is back for Texas.
Washington and Michael Penix is going to have his 9th year of eligibility coming up next year that he's coming back.
There's a lot of people that have another year of eligibility, and I'm just like, how? They've been there since I graduated college.
Yeah. Moving on to the puke fucking Orange Bowl, Tennessee and Clemson.
Literally the Orange Bowl.
Literally, this has got to be the worst fucking bowl I've ever seen in my life. 2 absolute horrible teams and horrible fan bases with horrible, unlikable head coaches that think they're greater than they are. But if I had to pick one, I'll pick Tennessee just because I hate Clemson just a little bit more because Dabo Swinney's a fucking retard. So moving on. What do you all think?
I picked Tennessee. They have the worst fan base, and out of everybody, they're way worse than Clemson fans. I know that for damn sure. But I picked them. I don't think Clemson has a halfway decent quarterback on their roster.
Mhm.
And I think Tennessee wins this one big.
Mhm.
I think Clemson's one of the most fraudulent teams in college football. I don't know how they stay up in the top 10 all year and they look like shit.
Yeah. Same. I don't get how they do stay in the top 10. I mean, they're the powerhouse of the ACC, but
That's not saying much.
exactly not at least these last couple of years. ACC hasn't been the same since 2017 when Deshaun and Lamar was in the league. But
A rapist and a running back playing quarterback. How great!
that running quarterback beats your team every year. So
No, they've lost to
not
him
every
once.
year.
Remember the fumble?
I'm talking about in the league, NFL.
Oh,
You know, that
I'm
running
sorry.
back who's now
Oh, okay. I was going to
top
say
10
there's a reason
quarterback
he blocked me on Twitter.
top 10 quarterback in the NFL. So, you know, but I went with Tennessee on this. I feel like Kubnak, is that how you say his name for Clemson? They just get quarterbacks with hard names to say, but I think he's going to have a decent game, maybe. But he will be the main guy for Clemson going forward. Ugaluga, ukulele, he's gone. Who knows where he's going? Clemson, I don't think they have enough in this game to go against Tennessee.
I'm just saying, if Kentucky takes Uiagalelei, I'm becoming a Louisville fan for the rest of the year.
Don't say that.
Oh, I'm about to make that. Yeah, I'm glad you just said it, and I have it recorded. Heck yeah.
I will not root for Uiagalelei. So
I don't think they'll pick. He does not fit your. Well, actually, he kind of does. Kind of does, but you got rid of your offensive coordinator, so can't really say he fits that. A lot of screen passes will help out with Uiagalelei. So
next up, the Duke's Mayo Bowl is NC State versus Maryland. I didn't even know Maryland had a football team that made a bowl game. And I still don't know how NC State's in the top 25 because they literally lose every time I check the scores. But I'll take the Wolfpack just because. Just because. So, what about you all?
Like I said, you kind of don't know with these teams because of the transfer. But I don't think NC State's going to pull this off, even though I have them down. I don't think they'll pull this off. Devin Leary's gone. That's their guy. But I got NC State still. They have a somewhat decent defense. So,
Jonathan, you're up.
It's just John, I promise. Maryland has one of the cooler helmets in college football, but that's all I can say about them. They are terrible. They're part of the bottom of the barrel of Big Ten teams. I think NC State should win this one fairly easy, but they don't have their quarterback, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The Sun Bowl. Where the hell is the Sun Bowl? I don't know. UCLA versus Pitt.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl is in El Paso, Texas.
That just sounds like a horrible place to go visit.
I mean, Louisville was projected to get that bowl until I think Clemson went and knocked us out of that bowl.
That's funny. I don't know how that happens. Because you beat Pittsburgh, so I don't know how you didn't get a better bowl game. But I'm going with UCLA, the fighting Chip Kellys, maybe one of the most unlikable people in all of the human race.
I think LSU's coach is worse.
Yeah, him and that fake accent.
Yeah. Are they brothers? Are they related somehow?
Yeah, they're brothers.
Thought so. Chip Kelly, Brian Kelly. Yeah, and that's why nobody likes them.
It looked like they got touched by a priest back in the day.
Oh, shit. So I picked UCLA as well to get back on schedule here. UCLA was another one of those Pac-12 teams that went under the radar all season. They have a very similar resume to USC, but they don't have the name power as USC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should win this one fairly easy. If Pittsburgh plays like they did at the beginning of the season, they'll win, but I don't see that happening.
Well, their quarterback just transferred for like the 6th time in 4 years.
No, that's you're thinking of West Virginia's quarterback.
Yeah, West Virginia.
No, Keaton Slovis was transferred.
Oh,
Man, he's so irrelevant. Nobody knows who he is, but I guess so because he was at USC too.
He played at USC.
Mm-hmm.
I know he went somewhere else, I believe, before Pitt, and he's transferring again.
That's
a ugly last name. Slovis.
I know. So the rule with that transfer-wise, if you transfer, like if your coach leaves and then you transfer, it's okay. You can automatically go and it doesn't use your one-time transfer rule. So I think that's why both of them are able to play next year, even though they transferred 20 times already.
Yeah.
But I went with UCLA in this game. I really like their offense, and their quarterback is really good. He's going to go out a winner, help his stock here in the draft. So they're going to pour it on Pittsburgh.
What is the over-under on UCLA fans that travel to the Sun Bowl?
All 4 of them are going.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't wait for UCLA and USC to join the Big Ten. It's the worst logistic move ever, but it's going to be amazing financially.
It has not been full. At least UCLA has not been fully voted to go in their what is it? Their school, like their board of trustees and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a package deal. Take one, you got to take both. But
well, I don't know. But moving on, the Gator Bowl. With South Carolina and Notre Dame. I really don't. I wish I could change my fucking pick because I really don't like Shane Beamer. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
But I hated him until he beat Tennessee.
It brought me no joy to see that.
Oh, that game tickled me fucking pink. I hate Tennessee. Every bit of me hates Tennessee.
Go Notre Dame. Go
them fighting Catholics. We all know about Catholics.
They've been pulling the upsets all year, so and they got upset. But I'm going Notre Dame. I don't think South Carolina is that.
Beamer ball, baby.
Spencer Rattler is also transferring. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He actually had a semi-decent year and got
good. He thinks
he looked like an elite level quarterback the last 3 games of the season. Then he's like, fucking him out. Why?
Yeah, I told you, man. I feel like that's what it is. It's kids being able to get that participation trophy. Also getting, everybody gets to play programs. I don't like that stuff. If you're not good, you shouldn't play. It should make you work harder to play. But now they get this one-time transfer rule and get excused to transfer as many times as they want and play for however long they want. So,
No.
Probably won't get a starting job wherever he goes anyways, unless he downgrades even worse than South Carolina.
So Louisville. Moving on. Arizona Bowl, Ohio and Wyoming.
I go to Kentucky. He owns you also.
Oh. He had all of 110 yards passing. He owns us though.
Enough to beat you.
Hey, he got outplayed by our backup quarterback.
You know what? I might actually take him. He knows how to beat Kentucky. He can help us out.
He did nothing that game. He did nothing.
He did enough. He did more than Levis.
Levis
was there on the sidelines.
So he did more than him, right?
I guess. Fair enough.
All right. What's the next bowl?
Next, we didn't even pick Ohio and Wyoming.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Yeah, I said Ohio versus Wyoming. We stayed off track.
Yeah. I don't know how this bowl game got put here in the bulk of probably the best bowl games, but they want
a good little 4:30 nap.
Yeah. I'm going Ohio.
Yeah,
I picked the Fighting Josh Allens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's all right. I don't mind Josh Allen. I also don't think he's that wonderful of a quarterback, if we're being all honest.
What?
I would take him all day on Atlanta and get rid of Mariota's garbage ass.
See, I would, but here's the because you got a horrible quarterback. Both of your teams would take Josh Allen. I don't know.
Last team couldn't afford him.
I don't know if I would take Josh Allen because I've got Joe Burrow.
Our team couldn't afford anybody right now at this point.
Your team
has enough money to buy a water bottle.
Yeah, his team couldn't afford the dollar menu. They're in so much cap hell right now.
Shit, inflation, the dollar menu is $2 now. So
yeah, it's not even a dollar menu; it's the $2 value meal.
Yeah. So, moving on, the Music City Bowl played at the same time as the UK U of L basketball game, so I know that I want my yearly beat down of Louisville. So I'm pretty much not watching this bowl game.
Yeah, viewership is going to be awful for this game. I don't know who plans this. I don't know why it's on the same day as the better bowl games. Like I don't get that. That's stupid.
No. Gotta have something to watch while Kentucky's absolutely drilling Louisville in basketball.
Yeah, but
I will watch every minute of that basketball game and enjoy every fucking minute of us beating them down. Because guess what?
This game, that's for sure.
Kenny Payne ain't gonna win that goddamn game.
Kenny Payne's gonna attend that game.
Kenny Payne will stand the whole entire game.
Win by that game. Here's the thing: will Louisville have a win by that game?
No. We do play Florida A&M before that, so yeah, we might.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
A&M.
Oh no, I know you play them. I don't think you'll beat them.
If we don't beat them, I think we should probably just go ahead and forfeit.
No, it's not fucking happening again.
Let's say we have COVID again and just go home. I really hope we do.
Use Western as a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Again.
Play WKU. Actually, play Bellarmine again. They gave you a fight.
Play Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, probably good.
I mean, you all do have Western on your back.
Play Transylvania. They're right next to each other. And just call them up. Hey, come play.
All right, we're gonna pick this game.
No, because this is probably one of the. This is going to be a boring game because Will Levis, if he's smart, should not play in it.
Right.
C-Rod, if he's smart, he shouldn't play in it.
Right.
Iowa's quarterback's already gone, and their backup's gone. I mean, this is going to be a boring game at 12 o'clock on New Year's Eve. I think everybody's going to be drunk before this game. So,
well, here's how I think this game's going to go. If Scangarello was still calling plays, this game would be 6-3 final score. I think Kentucky wins 13-3 because Iowa doesn't know how to score points.
I think your kicker is going to get MVP of this game.
Yeah, he's going to hit 2 field goals and then miss 2.
Yeah.
He's going to take out.
You got to give this trophy to somebody. So, yeah, come on up here, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's gonna hit one off the goalpost and take out a cheerleader.
Best play of the game.
Let's just put Barryon Brown back at the Wildcat quarterback like we used to do Lynn Bowden and just see what happens.
Honestly, I think
that might be the best thing ever. He's going to run for like 300 yards.
Opal knows all about that. Moving on, we'll get into some good ball games now.
It shouldn't have been played on New Year's Eve, but hey, go ahead.
Oh, I'm the only one. All right, I'll start this one off. I picked Kansas State because Alabama is absolutely fraudulent. They've been fraudulent all season. They're kind of like Clemson, except for they have a decent quarterback, but no help around that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And Kansas State's they just won the Big 12, and they beat a pretty damn good TCU team.
TCU is a fraud. Michigan's going to beat them.
Oh, come on. You
we're not at that game yet. We're not at that game yet.
Oh man, you watched that game and thought they were fraudulent. I think Kansas State's underrated.
Kansas State is very underrated. They put up a great fight against TCU. I just feel like Alabama, when you give them a whole entire month and a couple of days to plan for a team, Nick Saban is too great to give him that much time to prepare for this kind of game. He will know the ins and out of every play that they have. And I feel like Bryce Young is going to put on a show because he wants to show he's the number one quarterback. So I think Alabama's going to run away with this.
If he plays.
I agree. Alabama's probably going to run away with this. We all know that Nick Saban can game plan for games long in advance just because he busted y'all like 70-3 back in the day when y'all gave him like 4 years to prepare for that game.
I don't think he even prepared for our game. He just
I'll make the one big point here.
So
I'll make the point nobody else has made yet. Alabama thought they should have been in the playoff, and now they're not motivated that they're not playing in it. That's why I picked Kansas State.
Yeah.
That's a very, very valid point because every time Nick Saban doesn't make the playoffs or the BCS title game,
he cries about it.
He cries about it, and his team underperforms in that bowl game. So that's a very valid point.
I'm going with who wins, not who I'm cheering for. I'm cheering for Kansas State all the way. And another point to it is Bama just lost like 10 plus players. I mean, none of them really started, but even when you lose that many players and you don't have motivation, I still think Alabama's just going to pull it off, but there's a lot of reasons for them to lose this game.
All right, we're going to move on. Next bowl games on December 31st, New Year's Eve. Number 2, Michigan. Number 3, TCU. First semifinal of the playoffs. I'm going Michigan by 25.
Whoa.
TCU, Max Duggan, frauds, playing the Big 12. Big 12's weak as shit.
Whoa.
Roll over top of them. I'm making Jonathan mad over there. It's okay. Go cuddle with your dog. You'll get happy.
Oh, no.
Don't insult my dog like that. Come on now.
I didn't insult your dog. I said go cuddle with your dog because that's what's needed right now.
I'm going to him. Tell him, John, you all the way. I don't think they're frauds this year. I do not think they're frauds this year. I think they're real deal. They've had those I said this earlier in the year, when your team faces adversity like they have and beat the odds, and then you demolish Ohio State like you did in the bowl in your conference championship, it just shows you're not a fraud.
That wasn't a conference championship, bro.
Oh, rivalry. Yes, it is. Pretty much is. They know they're the two best teams.
Well, all right. I'll make a couple points here.
He's defrauding the Big Ten championship game that he was applauding Jeff Brom for getting into earlier. Just making that point. Sorry. Continue with your points.
So I picked Michigan, but I think this is going to be a tight game. TCU all year they always start slow, and I think Michigan's offense is going to be too much to come back from. But I don't think it's going to be a 25-point game. I think it's going to be a 3-point game, and Max Duggan's going to fight his way back into this game. But they're going to end up losing because Michigan's run game is just way, way too strong. You saw that towards the end of the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Mm-hmm. Blake Corum is out for Michigan.
Yeah, he wasn't in that game either. But, I mean,
they're deep at running back. They're really deep at running back.
Yeah. Their running backs are playing hard for their running back coach who had a seizure during the Indiana game. So,
But here's my point on I brought up the Ohio State and Michigan game. That game was close up until like late in the fourth quarter when Michigan finally decided to run the football. They only had one rushing yard, I think, at halftime, and then they finally put it together towards the end of the game. They ended up busting like 200 yards at the end, which probably be a good lead into the next game.
Good lead into the next game, the Peach Bowl, the second semifinal, Georgia, Ohio State. Ohio State got in. I thought they should get in. I didn't think USC should have been in. I thought they weren't really. They were all hyped just coming with Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley, everything like that. I feel like Ohio State was the 4th best team in the country. But I mean, they have no shot in this game. In my eyes, it's not going to be close. I think it'd be 10-point game. I really just think they have no shot.
So I think this game's going to be really close. Ohio State is a bad matchup for Georgia because they spread the ball out. I know Tennessee does the same thing, but that game, second half was pretty close. If Ohio State doesn't come out flat like Tennessee did, I think this is going to be a dogfight too. But I picked Georgia.
Yeah. I picked Georgia as well, but like you just said, John, I think it's going to be a good battle. It's either going to go one of two ways. Ohio State is going to keep that offense flowing throughout the entire game, and it's going to come down to the last possession or at least the last 5 minutes of the game. Or,
they got the best receiver.
Well, the best receiver. Oh yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. Hey man, that's my number one receiver in the nation right now to me.
Yep. If Jackson Smith, I can't pronounce his last name. If he decided to play for Ohio State, I probably would have picked him in an upset.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's
too
been
many
out all year,
receivers
and I
to guard
think
right
he's done.
there. Yeah, that's too many receivers to guard. But I think Georgia's defense is going to be too much, and they know who they have to key in on, which is Marvin Harrison. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will have a good game and show why he's the number one receiver. But yeah, CJ Stroud is going to try to prove too much in this game, and it's going to be bad.
Yep.
Right. Well, y'all pick Georgia. Georgia, Michigan looks like it's going to be the title game based off our consensus picks. Moving on, first games into 2023, the ReliaQuest Bowl with Mississippi State and Illinois. I'm going with Illinois just because it doesn't really mean anything to me with this game.
Fighting whatever you got there. What you got? Fighting Mike what?
Leaches.
Fighting Mike Leaches. That's head coach of Mississippi State. They're playing in I think they're playing in Raymond James Stadium, ain't they?
Probably.
Sure.
Let me look and see.
I'm pretty sure that's where it's at. And the only reason I picked that is because Mike Leach thinks he's a pirate, and there's a giant pirate ship there. I think that's going to be his Super Bowl, and I think they're going to show up and play pretty good in that one. They showed flashes during the season. They look like a decent football team, and I don't think Illinois is that good. I think they're one of those fraudulent Big Ten teams.
Mm-hmm. I got Illinois in this game. I think they put up a great fight against the team we are just praising in Michigan. And I just feel like they'll win this out. And plus, I'm living in the state. I got to go for them. So
you don't have to, but
well, you've been going for a place you don't even live at. You only live there for 3 months. You're going for everybody in Carolina. So I guess
you did pick Western too.
Yeah, and you picked Western. So
I pick Coastal Carolina. That's a cool mascot. Those are cool colors. And who doesn't like rooting for a team at the beach, dog?
Yeah, well, I don't really like Mississippi State. I haven't liked them since
they beat you on a bowl game
2 years in a row.
They didn't beat us in the bowl game.
Yes,
they did.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
I want to do a quick Google there, bro. I hate them because of damn cowbell, but that's beside the point.
You like them for the cowbell?
No, I hate them because of the cowbell.
2019, the score was 28-38. Louisville Cardinals beating the Mississippi State Bulldogs in the Music City Bowl.
Okay, 2017 Tax Slayer Bowl, the Mississippi State Bulldogs beat the Louisville Cardinals.
All right,
is that with Lamar?
Right, but who's more right recently? Me, thank you.
No, you said they never beat you in a bowl game.
Okay.
That is recorded.
It is recorded, and so is Jordan announcing that he's going to be a Louisville fan. So next game, LSU versus Purdue in the Citrus Bowl.
I'm going with Purdue. So Jeff Brom will go to 10-4 and will feel like he can't leave to go home, because why would he leave to go home to Louisville just to get yelled at and have no fans come to his games if he starts 0-8, just like Kenny Payne. So let's go Boilermakers.
Go Boilermakers. Bring Brom home.
I picked LSU because the reason that Ty picked Purdue. Fuck Jeff Brom. I hope they get their ass kicked.
USC versus Tulane. I got USC in the Cotton Bowl.
You got to have USC because –
Got to.
No, I picked against them. I think they're overhyped. I think they're just a bigger name than UCLA. They got the exact same resume.
We'll see.
And
maybe
Caleb Williams might be sitting out, and if he does sit out, I think Tulane can pull it off.
I just think USC probably has too much talent there. So
the same reason I picked against Alabama. They didn't make the playoff, and they're probably deflated and don't give a damn about this game.
The Rose Bowl game is a great bowl game, a great stadium. I actually want to go there. It's on my bucket list to go. I would not be going for this game, but Utah versus Penn State. Utah is really good, but who you got in this, John?
I was going to pick Penn State in this, but Utah had a heartbreaking loss last year, and I think they want to get revenge and get that win in this one. Penn State's only 2 losses were to Michigan and Ohio State. So
good losses. Good losses.
That is good. That is good losses. It wouldn't surprise me if they come out and whoop the hell out of Utah, but just because of what happened last year, that's why I picked Utah. You'll be a little more motivated.
I picked Utah because honestly, I mean, I just think they're just a really good football team. Like honestly, top to bottom, I watched them against Florida. Yes, they lost, but I mean, to travel from Utah out to Gainesville, play like that, I don't know. I just think they're a pretty good football team, and I just think they'll overmatch Penn State.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you, Jordan. I think Utah's going to pull this out. I think they're a very strong team. They show that against USC, obviously, and Penn State do have great losses. I mean, that says a lot about them. They handled business in every other game this year, but you can say the same for Utah almost. I mean, losing to Oregon by 3, but they blew out everybody else in that conference. So I'm going Utah.
All right, so there we go. That is all the bowl games. I guess we can go ahead and pick our national title team. It looks like we all take Georgia over Michigan in our impromptu picks for the national title game. So go Bulldogs, I guess.
Yeah.
SEC all the way, whatever, you know.
I mean, they are the powerhouse, so yeah, go Georgia. I mean, it's literally their title to lose. So,
yeah, this is a bad matchup for Michigan. It was a bad matchup last year too. I know it's a different team, but Georgia's phenomenal at stopping the run, and that's where Michigan's really picked up the pace. Like I said, they're really deep at running back, but I don't think that's going to matter against this Georgia defense. They fly around the field. I don't know, man. I think this could be a rout too.
Yeah, I think it will be a rout. I don't think it's going to be close.
Not at all.
I wish they could flip these matchups and make it TCU being the 4th seed playing Georgia first, and then Michigan and Ohio State playing each other again. Because I would like to see that matchup one more time. Because I mean,
yeah, it's a good clash of styles. I think that'd be another. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah. But
I think if Ohio State and Michigan play again, that'd be pretty fun. I don't know, man. I kind of hope Georgia gets upset. Their fans are getting pretty bad.
That's every SEC team once their team has a little bit of success. I won't even just hold it to them. Any team that has any little success, like Cincinnati, their fans are getting crazy. They're actually happy they have Satterfield, so it's kind of weird.
Skyline chili messing with their brain.
That really is the nastiest fucking shit.
That's what happens when you put cinnamon in chili. So I hope Scott loves it.
Yeah, they put noodles in their chili up there. Something wrong with them.
That's what I would write on the board. I hope you like the chili after we beat them. Put that.
Hope you like spaghetti chili.
It's not even the spaghetti part, dude. It's literally like the cinnamon, watery, diarrhea-looking, Christmas-smelling shit that they put on top of noodles. It's fucking atrocious.
What's Christmas smell like, man?
Yeah.
Cinnamon. You ever you go to
cookies.
Go to Cracker Barrel, get one of them cinnamon, broom things you hang up in the house, and that's what Christmas smells like to me. Is like cinnamon and whatnot. And you put cinnamon, it's liquid Christmas shit on noodles with some onions. Who the fuck eats cinnamon and onions?
Apparently,
why?
Ohio.
People in Ohio.
It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. It's worse than being a Louisville fan. Skyline is probably my most hated thing on earth.
Why are you getting mad at yourself, Jordan? You just announced you're a Louisville fan, and now you're saying you hate yourself.
Not yet. Not yet.
With that hate speech, talk positively about yourself.
No, we're good.
But that's our bowl game episode, everyone.
I know Tyrone's happy to get this wrapped up. I wish the priest would have wrapped it up before he put it in me, but there we go.
Man,
I'm actually not happy because I have a lot of editing to do. A lot of editing to
You
do.
better not edit out any of these jokes.
I'm editing out so much.
Do not.
But,
You have to let it go. This was raw, authentic material. You have to let it happen.
just like
speaking of Raw, him and the priest.
But anyways, we're. I feel like it'll be a good opportunity for us to go ahead and upload, kind of like what we did with the NCAA tournament bracket. Go ahead and upload all these matchups, and let some of the people and listeners go ahead and fill us out. Whoever has the most right, we'll give you a shout out, may even give you a prize. But I think that'll be pretty cool. See what you have against ours, who comes out on top at the end of this, because we do have to add up overall season totals from our pick 'em. So,
Yeah. Which I'm sure that I won. John doesn't have a chance to win because came in, the back half of the season. But
yeah. Well, I was the only one to pick games for week 13. So, can't really
I
count
think
13.
I can go through and pick every team that I would have picked.
Well, no, we're not going to do that one because if we just go off week 12, I won by 1 win. So, bam, you need as many. I think how many games did we pick together on this? We'll go into it later, but we'll see. We'll add it up at the end of this and see who wins the pick'em challenge.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Hope Tyrone doesn't edit out all these wonderful jokes and all this good times and laughs we had.
I'll try to edit out just the cussing part of it.
Don't even worry about what it's fine. You want to edit out the cuss words, but not the priest sticking something up a dude's butt?
Oh man.
Your priorities are way out of whack, man.
Oh.
Tighten that fucking bun on the back of your head. You might be able to see a little better.
You need to tighten your butthole and calm down, all right? I'll keep that one in just for you.
There's no hope for that anymore. That shit went out the window way back when.
Oh, my
now the shit just flows right through.
Oh, that's why he doesn't like Skyline chili.
Goes in, comes right out. It goes in the same liquid shit that it comes out.
What's your thoughts on Taco Bell?
Oh.
No, I do Taco Bell when I want to hate myself for the night.
Well, that's okay. Yeah.
Brings me back great memories of hating myself.
That's me and Maddie's drunken pleasure, Taco Bell.
I thought that was you.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing,
It's about to be drunk for me. Come on. That's any day.
LDT over there.
All right, L Dan, calm down.
Oh shit.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up. Your boy is getting
It's been wrapped up, unlike the priest, but you just kept recording.
You didn't even say Drizzy out. You don't want to say, Drizzy's out.
Guys, it's been a wonderful football season. Well, obviously, we're going to continue this on. We've got NBA, we've got NHL.
I think we should just avoid college basketball in general.
There's a busy time of the year, so obviously we're going to continue on with this. Thanks for listening to our college football season, especially this bowl recap. Hope it's as funny for you all as it was for us.
Yeah.
And Drizzy signing out.
Guys, thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
Of course, Jonathan. We would love to have you back.
We would never skip a time to sit with Jonathan and his cool-ass dog, Willow.
We love it. We would love to have a couple other guests on here with us, with Jonathan. So it will be the TJ and J plus special guest. So we appreciate you all, like Jordan said. We appreciate having you all listen in and continue to listen in. We got more shows to come. We got more things to release out there to you all. Thank you. Tstalls out.